Hey y'all, it's Kristen with icystarsquilting.com, and today I have something that I want to share with you. I like to intentionally create, okay? And I know that you do too, because we're all creatives and we're all artists at heart. But when I have time to sew, and I don't mean like I have 10 minutes here and there, because I do that a lot too. If I have 10 minutes before we need to leave the house and I'm ready and nobody else is ready, I will take 10 minutes and I will finish whatever quick sewing project that I have on my sewing machine currently. But when I have intentional time, that means like I actually set aside time to sew. And that takes practice, by the way. If you're thinking that that's impossible, that you could never like actually intentionally have time to sew, I beg to differ on that, because it's intentional, okay? I actually take time to sew. Now, I don't know if you can see behind me, but it's a pretty beautiful rainy day, okay? It's been raining for about a week, and I've just been like, I've been itching to spend like hours in my sewing room because we can't go out. So right now, we've done all of our errands for the week. We've done all of the stuff that we're supposed to do for the week, and it's raining outside. The kids are busy. It's glorious, okay? I'm gonna show you the things that I do that make my intentional sewing time so much more special. It makes it something that I look forward to do. It makes it something that I cannot wait to get to, and I am constantly trying to plan more of this time in my life because it really is special to me. First thing that I like to do is survey my space. Right now, it's a little bit of a mess. You can tell some people have had some fun in here and maybe they didn't clean, okay? I like to work on things in little bits and spurts of time here and there, and I don't always have time to put things away. So I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on this because you may not have a ton of time to sew, right? But if you take 5 minutes, okay, 5 minutes is not gonna kill you. 5 minutes to kind of pick up your space a little bit. Put some things away that maybe aren't where they need to go. Check things out. Make sure that you have like your tools that you're going to need for your project where they're right where you can get to them. And clean off your surface table just a little bit. If you're not working on 500 projects right now, you don't need 500 projects out right now, okay? Put them away. Either you have like a work in progress pile or like a, I'll get to that in a little bit, or if you keep your projects in bins while you're working on them, all the pieces and fabrics and cuts and all of that in the same bin, that is really, really helpful. That way you can pack the project up and you can go put it on a shelf or store it where it's not constantly going to be in your way, something that you're going to be tripping over and having to move out of the way. Because it may not seem like it, but that takes up time, okay? That takes up mental energy, it takes up space. If every time you look at the end of your desk and you say, oh, I have to work on that quilt, oh, I have to do that, or oh, I have to do that, that's taking up mental space, right? Whereas if you just know in your head, I have that project to do, but I don't have to worry about it right this second, you can take it, put it in a container, and put it away where you can get to it when you are ready to work on it. So I like to take 5 minutes, quickly clean up your space, kind of survey like, you know, what is out right now that I could pick up. If you're thinking, I could probably use more than 5 minutes to clean up my space, I have a video on that. It goes through, you know, the fastest, quickest way that I can clean up my disastrous sewing space, okay? And that video, I take about 25 minutes, but that's for a different time though. We're talking about like, I wanna get sewing right now, okay? So we're gonna take 5 minutes, we're gonna go around, we're gonna kind of clean up the space here. I'm gonna show you a little bit of my mess and what I have here. That doesn't mean my closets are clean. That doesn't mean all my drawers are like perfectly, you know, organized and like magazine photo shoot ready, okay? A lot of what you see on here is the surface level, okay? So not everything is perfectly organized, but it works for me. Take 5 minutes, clean up your space, and then I'll show you what I like to do next for a beautiful, creative, wonderful sewing time. So we're going to go through real quick. I'm going to show you kind of how things are situated right now. Obviously, I have a work in progress pile right here. I have a couple quilt tops that I've worked on that I haven't quilted yet. I have some fabric. I have some pattern pieces. I have some fusible fleece and some foam stuff. I have my cutting table, which is barely usable at the moment because of all that other stuff over there. You know, I have my essential oils over here. I have my fabric. And then it leads into this area, like Again, this is not like terrible. I'm not ashamed at all to show you this. This is just how it normally looks, okay? There's stuff here. So, like, these are some projects that I worked on, some little zipper pouches. These can be put away. This kind of stays like this, unfortunately. It's just kind of like, it has like my pens and markers that I need. It has some extra fabric. That's thread. Some extra thread that I've been using. And then I've got like this area up here that I definitely need to work on. That's a work in progress as well. I'm trying to get some more nice little things hung up there. I have my extra sewing machine feet. That little box can move back underneath my table here. I normally keep it down underneath there. That way I can kind of get to it when I need to. My little ironing board here. I like this here. And then I've got these. This is a project that I'm getting ready to work on, and then I decided to show you what I do before I get to work on a project. And then I've got my sewing machine. I have a few little clips here. Like, this is the type of stuff that I will take a few minutes and I will put these away so that they are ready for when I work on my next project, and I don't have them sitting around here right now. I kind of like to start at ground zero. I have some tools here that I can put away. This is for the next project. I have another pattern set here that I don't need anymore, and I've got some bags and things that need to be put away here on the table. But just like really quick little cleanup stuff. It won't take very long at all. Oh, I've also got some shoes down here and probably the trash that I could take out as well. But, you know, it won't take very long to clean up this space, so I like to go ahead and clean it up and make sure that things are, you know, at least it's, let's say, level 0, okay? To where I can start with a nice, fresh, clean slate here and pick up just a little bit. Now, you may have thought, like, Kristen, that's really not that bad. And today wasn't that bad. It's been way worse before, I can guarantee you, where I've had to, like, actually dig to find my desk again. Today was not that bad. But it still helps to create the mindset of, I can give myself 5 minutes to kind of clean up my space and make sure that I am working in the best conditions possible. The next thing that I like to do when I have intentional sewing time is, let me clarify this real quick. When I say intentional sewing time, it doesn't have to be any special occasion. I will do this like during the week or on weekends or whatever, when I have sewing time where I know that I want to be productive and I want to, you know, not just like hop on and off my sewing machine really, really quick and try and do this seam super, super fast. I want to be creative. I want to spend that time doing something that I love, and I want to make it special for myself. That's what I mean by intentional sewing machine time. You can make any time special time. The next thing that I like to do when I'm doing this for myself, you know, kind of think of it like a party, okay? If you're having a celebration, you definitely make plans. You definitely make things a little bit more special. You may clean up the space, which we've already done, and you may you know, bring out some little hors d'oeuvres and like special things, right? Personally, I love tea. I will always make myself a cup of tea, nice and hot, right before I get started sewing, because it makes me happy, and I love to have a nice warm beverage while I'm working on my quilt or whatever project I'm working on. So I will make things that I love, okay? It could include some nice cold water. It could be some flavored water. It could be anything else, you know, that makes you enjoy what you're doing. It could be Diet Coke. I don't know. Whatever you particularly like, you know, have something next to you to keep you hydrated, keep you happy, and keep you happy while you're working. And usually the last thing that I do, because I don't want this whole like prep process time to take like half an hour and then get to the sewing. I mean, this whole thing usually takes no more than like, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes or so, including making the tea and all of that. It just helps me get ready. It helps me get in the mindset to sew and be productive. The last thing that I like to set up, I do this like every single day at different times during the day, and it kind of varies on my mood, but I like to get my oil diffuser going. Can you see it right there behind me? Right there behind me. I like to get my oil diffuser going. That makes the room smell really, really nice. It kind of opens up and freshens up the air. You know, I don't know if you have like, you know, pets in your house or something like that, but it really kind of changes the tone of the room when you can get some nice, beautiful oils in there going. Get some room freshener in here, make it smell nice, get you some, you know, citrus oils and stuff tend to make you be a little bit more productive, a little bit more happy, kind of get a good vibe going. It also makes kind of a very soothing like sound in the background, and I like that as well. Speaking of sound, find a good playlist. while you're working, okay? That helps too. Gets you in the mood. Get some upbeat, happy, pump up music to get you sewing and get you in a good mood, get you productive, get your stuff turning out okay. I don't know if you like to listen to pop music, or if you're like more of a classical and instrumental or something, figure out what works for you and what puts you in the mood to sew. If you want to sew for long hours at a time, maybe something kind of calming and just background noise is really good for you. Or maybe you're more into some high energy music or something, find some music to go in the background and get you really excited to sew. This is your time. Make it special. This isn't an afterthought, okay? This is I'm gonna sit here and sew. I'm going to enjoy myself. When you find the things that work for you, the things that really make it special, I find myself drawn to more creativity time, okay? It becomes more of a priority for me because I know that it fills my insides up, okay? It fills my cup up to where I am fulfilled and I am really, really ready to love on others because I know that I have taken care of myself first. And that is really, really important to understand, and something that I don't have quite figured out yet, but I'm still working on it. And that is that I cannot pour out to others if I myself am empty. And so doing these little things, little bitty pampering routines, okay? Something that you do because it makes you feel good. That's what these little things are about. So making sure that you have a good, clean space to work in, making sure that your tools are where you can find them and access them very easily. If you have to get up and hunt for 10 minutes to find your scissors, you've lost 10 minutes of creativity time. So take those steps to get those priorities in place where you'll know where those tools are, where you won't have to waste time doing that, and your brain can just easily slip into that creativity mode and just do what you love to do, whether it be quilting or sewing or crafting of some other sort, okay? Then set the mood by getting the things that you love around you. Make sure that you're hydrated, make sure that you're well taken care of and nourished, okay? And then the last little bits are just like what I like to call the sprinkles on top, okay? It could be making sure that you have your favorite quilt around your legs while you're working. It could be putting on fuzzy socks, all these little things that make you happy are what are going to add to your creativity time and make that intentional sewing time the best that it can be. So I hope that you enjoyed those tips. I hope that you take the time today to pamper yourself a little bit. Add a little bit more joy to your sewing time and make sure that you are really taking advantage of that, making yourself feel good, filling up yourself so that you can then pour out to others and take care of other people as well. I enjoyed sharing these little tips with you today. If you have anything else that you would like to add, please go ahead and fill those out in the comments down below. I would love to hear what it is that you do that makes your sewing time and your intentional creativity time more unique to you, and what it is that you love to do. For more tips and tricks on modern quilting and creativity, make sure you hit the subscribe button, okay? Make sure you hit the little bell after the subscribe button so you'll get notified whenever I post new content. I post new content every single week. I am really, really excited to share all of these tips that I have with you. My name is Kristen with icystarsquilting.com. I have very much enjoyed this time with you today, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Have a good day. Bye.